Hello, everybody. I should probably pause this. Or, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? I know I don't do a whole lot of streams. Oh, geez, what's happening? I don't do a lot of streams, but man, everything going on with this January 6th stuff, I had to do one because one, I'm drinking wine tonight, having a little wine. I'm not like sloshed or anything, but had just enough that I got the energy up to come on the live stream and talk about this stuff. Um, I talk about it all the time. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I have my obviously you all know my wife just gave birth, so I have 4 kids now. So a newborn, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and an 8-year-old, and I'm home with 2 of them all day. 3 of them now. So they wear me out. Need a little wine to do a live stream. Now, and by the way, that's another reason I wanted to do this, because I really wanted to just thank all of you. I made a few posts about praying for my wife and my daughter because there was an emergency. I'll tell the whole story, actually, if you guys want to hear it. I won't get into the gruesome details, but went to the hospital. My wife was going to have induced delivery because it got up to her due date and it still, wasn't there. So we scheduled to go ahead and come in, get it done. We went in. They didn't, even start inducing her. I take that back. They had just started inducing her before this all happened, but we were there for a while with nothing going on, right? Just hanging out in the hospital, talking about, how crazy it's going to be to have a 4th kid, and how just talking about all that stuff. And all of a sudden my wife starts not feeling great, and this is pretty soon after they just began giving the inducing drugs. So they're just dripping it, very basic, because the plan is to have the baby in the morning, and because the doctor wanted to be there. So there's no plan to have the baby until the morning, and I'm talking like 9 o'clock at night when this all started. So they had just started giving her the inducing drugs, and pretty soon after, she started not feeling right. Boom, her water broke. Doctors came in, checked her, and noticed something was wrong, like immediately. And she thought maybe her water broke. They checked, it did. Something's not right. And boom, man, they had maybe a dozen nurses and doctors in there right away. They carted her off immediately, just off. And I heard something about a surgeon. I didn't know what was going on. So I'm just sitting there like, what is happening? I was scared, but I'm trying to just, not freak out, just kind of be like, I'm sure they can handle it. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, not wanting to think those thoughts. What's back there? So next, maybe 5 minutes later, they come in. They're like, they got to do an emergency C-section. It's got to be done right now. She's like, your baby's going to be born in the next 5 minutes. She's like, here's some scrubs, hat, shoes, put it on. We're going to go down to the surgery. So I threw on this like hat and the scrubs and all that stuff. They take me down. And again, like, I'm like freaking out, in my head, but I'm trying not to like actually freak out, And so we get down there. They sent me in this hallway. I can hear a baby crying when I get there. I can hear some baby like freaking out. And I'm just sitting there. There's nobody in the hallway. I don't know what's going on. And then finally somebody comes out and they're like, you're Ryan. They tell me your baby's been born. Come on in. I walk in the room and I see my wife, and I wish I had to see that, all right, what I saw. But quickly averted my eyes, saw my daughter right there crying. It was like, man, amazing. But they had to immediately put her on it's like a CPAP machine and some other stuff because she had a lack of oxygen, because basically she was being strangled by the umbilical cord. And so that's why they had to do the C-section. And so for 2 days, she was on like a CPAP machine and all that stuff, which I hated. And she was in the, I forget what it's called now, special room for babies that need extra help. And it was the weirdest thing. I had left that first night. I had to go home and sleep, came back early. I'm walking to where they have the babies, and there's a woman there, a nurse, And she's like, Ryan? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, hi. And she said her name. And it turned out she was the sister of one of my old best friends from when I was a kid. And she had remembered me. And I'd been friends with him a lot through my life. And he actually lived really close to me, like right down the street from me, where I used to live before I moved out where I live now. But it was crazy seeing her. And but my daughter, she recovered quickly. They got that stuff off. She's fine, but my wife had to stay in the hospital for like another a full 7 days more because there's a lot of complications that can come from a C-section, and she seemed to get them all. So it was scary, but you guys all prayed for her. A lot of you did. Let's be frank, he did on his Sunday prayer show, and you guys all sent her prayers. I appreciate it so much. I just want to thank you all for that, because I swear, like 2 days later, she was out of there. And I got to tell you, 7 days. I don't know how many of you have been in the hospital for 7 days or had to go to the hospital for 7 days, but man, we did not, and it's something we did not expect at all, right? So anyway, just wanted to tell you all about that, let you know what's going on. Both mother and daughter are doing 100% better, doing way better. And I definitely credit all of your good feelings, good feels, your prayers, all that. So thank you. But anyway, back to my point is that I'm freaking tired all the time, worn out. And that's why I don't do live streams, especially like in the evening. But one, I had wine. And two, the stuff going on right now with just like the January 6th footage and Tucker. And I'll show you. I actually have I have Tucker on right now down there. Just got a blanket on real quick. Well, it's not Tucker yet. It will be here soon. And I'll watch it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about all the stuff going on now. I'll do some AI art for you if you want. If you give me a super chat of $5 or more, I will do AI art for you. You just got to give me a description what you want. Fairly detailed of what you want. I can give you a wallpaper-sized image if you want. I have done that for several other people. It's a lot easier if you come to my Discord. I will put my Discord link in the channel here. 1 second. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, hit that like button. It helps. All right, if you want to come to Discord, if you're going to give me a super chat because you want me to make you some AI art, come to Discord. It'd just be a lot easier. That way I can just send you the image through Discord. Be easy. So, right now I'm waiting for Tucker to come on. We got about 15 minutes. So I'm going to... Oops. Just going to go through my Twitter feed and we'll talk about things in that because I don't have like a layout for the stream or anything, but my Twitter feed will do it for me. I have no doubt. So I have a poll up right now on my Twitter page, which is I'll put the link in here for it. It's just FNC or FN Critic Guy, Fake News Critic Guy on Twitter. So this is what Dronetek is live. What the? I used to do a lot of live streams. I just don't these days. Just like I explained, it's hard for a dad with 4 kids who's a stay-at-home dad. I'm basically the mother at home all day doing the mother things while my wife goes off and to the corporate world. But I also have this, so I'm not just staying at home. I have my own thing going, right? But it's hard to do streams because it's hard enough just to get videos every day, which you guys know I struggle with. Didn't used to, I do now. But if I don't get you a video every day or a long form, I usually get a short up. So always check back. There's always something. Anyway. Something specifically that I want to talk about going on right now with Tucker Carlson, the January 6th footage that had been hidden from the public all this time that he is now showing. One thing you're seeing a lot of on Twitter, especially, and in the media, is these are these claims that Tucker Carlson is lying. He's lying. Here we go. Here's a perfect example. Jake Tapper is trying to gaslight his audience into believing that Fox News tried to pretend the riots at the Capitol January 6th didn't happen. What? So Jake Tapper's claiming that Tucker Carlson is trying to get all of us rubes, all of us idiots, to think that the January 6th riots didn't even happen. What? What? That's gaslighting on a whole new level. And I love who he's flanked by here.
Known to have been physically harmed severely.
I'm not going to play the clip just yet, but Adam Pissy Pants Kinzinger, a known, pathological liar, and Michael Fanone, fucking scumbag, gangster, Capitol police officer. I have nothing but contempt for that man. I think that I have a pretty good detector for bullshit and scumbags, and he is one. I love how look at this interview. He's wearing a turtleneck. You see that? He's wearing a turtleneck, so you can't see his neck tattoos. Dude is just trashy. He's like a meth drug addict or drug dealer that somehow became an officer. But I don't trust anything the guy says. I don't trust anything either of these three assholes have to say. And that's probably smart because he claims that Tucker Carlson wants us to think that the riots didn't even happen, which is not what any of this is about, right? This is about, we know the riots happened. I have said, let me go full screen here for a minute so I can be very sincere. I have always said that the riots were bad. When they happened, I watched them. I didn't like it. I got a bad feeling in my stomach. I didn't like any of it. But even at the time, I remember watching NBC or something at the time, and the reporter was like, well, it's mostly peaceful, which I thought was funny. I'm like, oh, that's true. There were 20,000 people at the Capitol on January 6th. Of those 20,000, I want to say it was around 400 or 500 that were involved in the scuffles with the police. I don't know if it was even actually that many. Because if you look at the amount that have been charged with actually violence, it's a pretty small amount. I want maybe even 100 or 200. I'm not 100%. It's been a while since I looked at that, but it's not a lot, especially compared to the 20,000 total that were there. So of that, most of the people that were going into the Capitol were just walking around and stuff. They were taking pictures, they were vlogging, streaming, whatever. They weren't actually doing anything else. Even the shaman, the QAnon shaman or whatever, who they, portrayed as this sort of leader of it all, this insurrection, dangerous, violent insurrection. That guy didn't do anything. And now we know because of Tucker that they let him in, they escorted him. Then he went into the main hall there. The main floor of Congress. He made a speech and a prayer, and he said thank you to the Capitol officers for letting us in and for escorting us. And it's so funny to me that we keep hearing from these people that Tucker Carlson cherry-picked video footage, and he's cherry-picking it. They literally, that's what they've done the whole time. They cherry-pick footage. They don't show you'll notice the only footage they ever show is of the scuffles, and they show a lot of footage of sort of the whole panorama of the area with all the people there. It's those pictures themselves just show people holding flags. And so they show those, and then they show, the scuffles. They don't show the 20,000 people protesting peacefully. They never show that, right? They never show, the fact that the people standing in the ropes are staying within the velvet ropes. They don't show the people meandering around kind of stuff. Oh, I got a super chat. Benjamin Stankovic. Fanone begged on GoFundMe after attacks from Fox News. Right. Dude's just a huge pussy asshole. I'm a weakling. I would challenge him to a fight. And if he somehow sees this video, come fucking fight me. I've never been less scared of somebody. The guy is just a total fraud. Oh, you guys like the shirt? Yeah, I love it too. It's got like a real thick like print on it, though, like plasticky. I don't like that. I know that it'll kind of fade over time. It's kind of nice because that means it'll last a long time. And then once it starts to kind of fade, it'll be more comfortable. Anyway, yeah, I love it too. Thank you. Benjamin, if you do want some AI art, I wish I could show you guys some of this cool stuff I made for people. Somebody wanted a Bruce Lee riding a raptor and holding an American flag and an assault rifle. And I managed to come up with something that was pretty good. I'll show you what I came up with if you come to Discord. I'll give that link again if you guys want to come. Shit. There we go. But yeah, I hold out hope for this country and for our country to survive and continue on an improving path, constantly improving path. We need a media that will hold all power accountable. I don't mind if they hold Republicans accountable. I'm fine with that. I'm not like tied to the Republican Party. I don't give a shit about either party. I'm like Public Enemy. Neither party is mine, not the jackass or the elephant. Okay? That's me. I don't care. But it's clear that the media is so partisan. They're so anti-Trump. They're just so filled with hate that they cannot see straight. And the stuff going on now with this footage is the perfect example. Nobody is saying that January 6th was a good thing. Not many people, anyway. Nobody's saying it didn't happen like Jake Tapper claims. Let me show you that real quick.
Thank you. And I know it probably is pretty upsetting personally to have been there, and in your case, Officer Fanone, to have been physically harmed severely and see this entire presentation pretending that this didn't happen. And I want you to know, we see you.
Pretending this didn't happen. Real quick. Oh, wait, you guys can't even see it because I'm on the wrong screen, but I'll replay it. He just said that, Jake Tapper just said that Tucker Carlson's pretending this didn't happen. Well, we're going to focus on it so people know what happened to you police officers. That's such bullshit. Like CNN, Jake Tapper, all these people incited riots against police officers that literally led to BLM and Antifa people ambushing and murdering police officers. Like, for Jake Tapper to like say that, it's so Orwellian. It's so like I don't even know how to describe it. It is gaslighting. But that's become such a kind of cliche thing to say. But these people are just so they're so I guess it's just that they're making the money to say it, and they have no other choice. I don't know what else to say about this. Just all right, let's watch it.
Michael Fanone and Adam Kinzinger, thank you. And I know it probably is pretty upsetting personally to have been there, and in your case, Officer Fanone, to have been physically harmed severely and see this entire presentation pretending that this didn't happen. And I want you to know, we see you.
Nobody did that.
We know it happened. And I don't know what to say about this, except I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know what to say about this. I'm so sorry, Michael Fanone. Oh. Jake Tapper, I'm sorry. I love police officers so much. I love them. I'm so sorry, Michael Fanone. You're so hurt. What the fuck? Like, CNN perpetuated the lie that Michael Brown had his hands up. You know what happened after that? There were mass riots. People died. Police were injured by the thousands. Police were murdered by BLM supporters who were getting revenge. Like in Dallas. It's on video. Like, and this is how it's so Orwellian, and it's so transparent what they're doing. And I know you all see it, but I have to describe it. So all they're doing is just they're covering their own tracks by one, it's like I talked about in my video today. You always hear about Charlottesville. You always hear about January 6th, and you always will. They're going to use it as long as they possibly can. But you don't hear about the Trump supporters that were killed, just killed on the street during BLM Antifa riots during the course of Trump's administration. There were several. You never hear about that. You don't hear about like the security guard, and I can't remember his name. I feel bad. The black security guard that was killed during BLM riots. You don't hear about the black Trump supporter who was known for standing out in the street holding a MAGA sign who was shot, gunned down the street. You don't hear about that. They don't remind you about that because they incited it. They can't. You don't hear. They don't remind you about the ICE facility attacks that AOC incited by calling them concentration camps. They don't tell you like the freaking straight up militaristic firebomb attacks on police training centers in Atlanta that the media calls them protesters and activists. Like they gaslight us so hard. Sorry, I'm probably Tucker's coming on actually right now. What time is it? Yeah, he's coming on soon. Charlie Kirk is on right now. I can just show you a second of it. I can't put it on, but I'm going to listen to it. We're going to talk about what he shows tonight. Yeah, I just don't know what else to say about it. The media is clearly right now engaged in a campaign to smear Tucker Carlson, Fox News, which is something that's been ongoing for a long time. I mean, Barack Obama, Anita Dunn, back in the early 2009, started the war on Fox News. They want one-party rule. They want their political opponents outlawed, and they want the media to be a tool of that party and that agenda. We're heading towards a sort of CCP-esque authoritarian control system in this country. There's people who say we're already in it. I tend to agree. It's like we're in it, but like they're not fully operating as authoritarians. They're operating at least on the propaganda level that they would. It's almost like we're living in sort of Soviet Russia with the way our media propagandizes us. But at the same time, we do have sources that we're allowed to get to, whether it be, at the lower rung channels like this, or whether it be Fox News or whatever. So it's kind of a weird situation, but obviously they're cracking down on that. They want to get rid of that, and they have been working towards that for a while now. So let me look at the comments here real quick. I haven't really looked for a while. For the win. Have you been losing weight? I have. I've been working out daily, actually. Well, I take that back. Ever since the birth, I have not gone, but for several weeks there, I was working out every day. And I wanted to get back to it today, but my youngest was coughing like nonstop. So I'm like, I'm not going to go to the gym, and they have a daycare there, Kid Zone. I'm not going to take my kid to Kid Zone when he's just coughing nonstop. What do you guys think are going to be in these next Tucker videos? I was trying to think about it today, and the only other thing, there's got to be more Ray Epps stuff. There's got to be more. I'm guessing tonight is going to be more about the Capitol officers letting people in, maybe escorting people, that sort of thing. I know there's lots of video. There was lots of stuff like that in the video that was publicly available of just people wandering around, standing in hallways, and then Capitol Police opening doors and letting them in, and then just like standing aside, letting them in. So like, I'm guessing there's going to be more of that we hadn't seen before. Maybe more damning footage of that. That's one prediction I have. Other than that, I'm not sure. They got to save the best for last. Is he going to do this all week? I wonder. If he's smart, that's why he's going to do it. He's going to drag it out all... Well, I wouldn't do it all week. Friday's not a good night. Drag it out till Thursday. For the win, yes, I have been, man. Thanks a lot. I haven't checked Discord. Anybody in Discord? Oh, there are people in Discord. Green Lord, what's up, man? Yeah, if you guys want some AI art made, I can make you pretty much anything you would like. using AI art Midjourney. I do ask for a $5 super chat donation for that because I have to pay for it. I have to pay for the it's a subscription. So I figure, and I'm paying for a subscription where I only get a certain amount of computations. So it's limited. Sometimes it could take me 10 or 20 to drill down exactly to what you would want, but I will do that for you. For a $5 super chat or more, and then I ask that you also come to Discord, my Discord server, just so I can get you the image, and just makes it easier for me to figure out what you want. So, oh, here we go. Here we go. He's on. I'm gonna bring him in here for a minute. Hopefully, I don't get hit up for anything here. Here. So, as you can see, he's got some footage right now of QAnon shaman walking around with the police escort. Look at those tiles. It's nice tiles. Look at this. Look at this. They're escorting him around. What? Oh yeah, this is old footage here. I've seen this footage. What is this guy doing? I have seen this footage. Oh yeah, look at him. Yeah, that's not new footage, I'm pretty sure though. Pretty sure I've seen this. Or I've seen footage from this area. All right, I gotta turn it off. He's showing just some. Here, I'll turn the audio on for a minute.
January 6th committee about where he was on that day. But for some reason, the committee protected him anyway. He was not considered an insurrectionist. He was their ally.
Yes, and this, folks, Ray Epps. I feel like Ray Epps is the linchpin in all this. He's gonna be what really screws over these people. It makes no sense that they're not gunning bloodthirsty for Ray Epps. I talked about that in my video today. They're bloodthirsty for the QAnon shaman who did nothing violent or anything. They're bloodthirsty for retired elderly cancer patients who are doing prison time for trespassing, but not Ray Epps, who's on video, multiple videos over the course of 2 days, telling people to go to the Capitol and then to go into the Capitol. And then the FBI does not arrest, or I'm sorry, they supposedly did question him. They do not charge him. And then we see not only the media, New York Times and the Washington Post writing articles that are sympathetic of him and casting him as a victim, but then Ratskin going up there and saying, he's one of yours. You're talking bad about him? That seems dumb. He's just a victim of conspiracy theories.
Hours we have ever seen on cable television. Fox News host Tucker Carlson ran a lengthy segment last night arguing the January 6th Capitol attack was not a violent insurrection.
He never said that.
I don't think I've ever seen a primetime cable news anchor manipulate his viewers the way Mr. Carlson did last night.
He's attacking a journalist. I thought attacking journalists was the worst, most undemocratic, un-American thing you could do. Oh, wait, it's different when they do it. I forgot.
There's nothing that shameful that has ever appeared on American television in the history of the medium.
Yeah. And that's the other thing here that tips me off. So it's not just Ray Epps, but it's just these like over-the-top theatrics and these little tricks they play that if you're not, if you're just a regular normie and you're paying taxes, you go to work every day, you get your paycheck, you watch TV at night, you go to bed. If that's your life, you don't really pay attention to this stuff. When you see Chuck Schumer go up there and say that Tucker Carlson said that there was no violent insurrection. No, he said he said there was no insurrection. He didn't say there wasn't violence. And those are the kind of word games they play.
Tell Carlson not to run a second segment of lies. I urge Fox News to order Carlson to cease propagating the big lie on his network and to level with
another
their
big lie.
about
Okay.
the truth behind the efforts to mislead the public.
What the? It's like everything now everything that they want to suppress and don't want to hear, they're just going to call a big lie. And you know what? They're doing that because we were calling them. We were saying that they were propagating a big lie. And that's another tactic that they seem to use, where they, en masse, in the media and everything, will start using the exact same line that we're using. So like we call them Orwellian. Now they're saying that to us. They're saying that Tucker's being Orwellian, which makes no sense. What's his name? Ken Burns, the documentary guy, was on CNN saying that Tucker Carlson is like the Soviet Union and like Nazis because he's building a false narrative with this footage. Like that makes no sense. That makes no sense. It's more like the Soviet Union to withhold this footage from the public and then to get on state media and demonize journalists who are trying to bring that footage to the public. That's way more Soviet. And the fact that it's coming from Ken Burns, like, what is going on? I thought that maybe I just didn't know who he was. I love documentaries. I thought the guy knew what he was talking about, but it turns out he's a total hack. He's not even a real historian. Like, it's just insane. I don't know. Yeah, Lizelle, poor Ray Epps. Just leave the man alone. That's what Ratskin said. Marco A, keep up the good work, bro. Awesome vids. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I wish I could do more videos for you guys. I torture myself daily because I want to do 10 videos a day sometimes. But it's like I can only do what the universe allows me. That's what I feel like these days. I am watching Tucker here. I can't pipe in the audio a lot. I have to do it sparingly so I don't get knocked here. You know, I don't think I'm... You know what? I have to fix something real quick. One second, guys. Man, I wasn't even monetized. Now I am. It's okay. I don't have to be monetized. But I am a father of 4 kids, so I need money. Money. Thanks for the super chats, by the way, guys. Right, like the James says, James Roboto says, Chucky seemed a little anxious. I think the bomber is right over the target. Right. And you know what's funny is I think it was Adam Kinzinger was on CNN and said that Tucker is doing this because they're over the target. Like the stuff they're saying doesn't even make sense. They keep saying Tucker's lying, but they never say what the lie is. Tucker's not saying anything. He's just describing what's in the videos. Are the videos lying? Like, it's so lazy and transparent. That's all they're doing. Like, they're literally playing the media, the Democrats. They're playing to, like, the lowest common denominator. And I got to tell you, I am encouraged by what I see. And I'll give you a little demonstration of this. I got to get it up here. One second. I got to find it in my Twitter feed here. Let me switch. So we're seeing a lot in the media. Let me see here. Like NBC. I got to find it. Sorry, guys. I thought I could use my Twitter feed as like my... oh, look, that's... Yeah. All right, well, I can't find it. NBC was tweeting out all day long, Tucker Carlson's lying and he's spreading misinformation. Like, they got ratioed hardcore. Most of the questions, most of the posts were asking, what did he lie about? Because you don't say. I'm glad that people are noticing that. Like, yes, finally. The legacy media really, oh, look at that, Lizelle. Congratulations on the new baby. Thank you so much. You were the best. And Lizelle, you've been here a long time. I remember you going back to my early days of doing this channel full time. A lot of people don't know I did this channel for years, just uploading clips and stuff. I didn't really do anything like this. And then just one day I decided to start getting on camera. But Lizelle has been here since back in those days, like when I first started getting on camera. Same for the Win. Same for many of you, actually. There's many people in this channel right now. Modus Operandi. Sorry, I'm scared to...
the protests from frontline officers like him. Pittman was the assistant chief of the department in charge of intelligence operations.
We should have been better prepared that day, and we could have been better prepared that day if the information was disseminated like it was supposed to be.
All right.
Once protest.
I want to say something about that real quick. So right now, I think they're talking about the fact that there was no, they knew, so there was FBI that were embedded with several groups. They knew there was going to be a big protest that day. We know that. And like even the parking attendants, we knew at the time knew that there was going to be a large event coming. Yet they did nothing to block off the Capitol. So I want to take you back to when Donald Trump won in 2016. At his inauguration, just like Bush's inaugurations, there were riots. At Trump's inaugurations, there were riots. And you can find videos of it. It looks like ninja. It literally looks like ISIS running around D.C. Bunch of left-wing chuds in all black ninja suits running around, attacking police, breaking windows, starting fires, that kind of thing. But you know what? The Capitol was blocked off. There's a couple news reports, I put them in videos before, where they mentioned that the Capitol had been blocked so that nobody could get in there. Yet, on that day, it wasn't blocked. Why? You never hear these questions asked. That very fact should make you assume that, or not assume, but just logical thought process leads you to realize that they're covering something up. Because the media, these people are professionals. They're like detectives. They're digging into stories. They're following leads. But they're not. Obviously, on many stories, any story that seems to fly in the face of the things they're saying or somehow negatively affect the Democrat Party, they don't do that. And they're not doing it now. January 6th is such a weird thing because obviously it was a honeypot trap sort of thing because they needed. It's funny because I remember Glenn Beck for years talking about a Bubba moment. He talked about they'll goad right wingers into doing something, then they'll use that as a big propaganda piece and a machine to attack their opposition, and that's exactly what this was. I mean, when you think about it. It makes me wonder about Trump, actually. I've wondered about Trump a lot. I know a lot of you guys love Trump. And I've never loved Trump. I've always liked a lot of aspects of what he says and does. But I've always also wondered if he's not like controlled opposition. He's not a secret weapon. Sometimes, I mean, I wonder... I don't wonder a lot. I kind of think he is. I'm kind of on the let's move past Trump bandwagon, to be honest with you guys. Why not? Who cares? Like, we've had politicians come in, they go, they're gone. Trump, there's a lot of good stuff about Trump, but there's a lot of bad things. I'm for Ron DeSantis. I think he could be good. I think he's a good choice. I'm not like dead set on him, but I also think that we have to realize that no matter who is, our choice, will get the same treatment as Trump. We all have to realize that and be ready for it because it's been the same since at least Bush. McCain, Romney. Romney was a racist that was going to bring back slavery. McCain, or maybe it was McCain. I can't remember. It was one of those was going to bring back slavery. I can't show any more Tucker. I'm really worried about showing any more Tucker. Well, you know what? Hold on. I know exactly what to do. We'll just go on Twitter here.
Misleading and offensive. That is how the Capitol Police Chief Tom Manger described the.
Oh, it's offensive. That's how the police chief described it. Isn't he supposed to be a check on police chiefs, not a stenographer? I think so.
Presentation of footage from the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol on
2021 attack on the Capitol. There was no attack. Okay. This was 20,000 peaceful people marched and a few unarmed random people got into scuffles with riot police, which is literally like bread and butter of any Democrat protest.
Fox last night. Today, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, a Republican from...
Something else real quick you have to realize about this shit. Jake Tapper's on a failing CNN network where nobody's watching, nobody trusts it. All they have is to attack Fox. Like, that's all they have is the cat, which is messed up when you think about it, because in this case, all they really care about is defeating their business opponents. But there's a political thing to this, and their political thing is purely partisan. And if they're wrong, which they are, if they're wrong, they're doing serious damage to this country right now. They don't give a shit. It's just about the money. Really, to Tapper, he don't give a shit.
From Kentucky sided with the police chief's assessment.
It was a mistake, in my view, for Fox News to depict this in a way that's completely at variance with what our chief law enforcement official here at the Capitol thinks.
What? That's not how journalism and the press works. The press doesn't not report something because it's at odds with what a chief of the police reported. What? Like, what do you say to that? Like, now Jake Tapper's gonna be like, yeah, that's smart. Yeah, he's right. Like, no, the press is a check on power. They don't. The press isn't supposed to attack other journalists because they're trying to hold power to account. That's the whole purpose of the Fourth Estate. What the hell is happening here? This is crazy.
On the other side of the Capitol, however, it was House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, Republican of California, who gave Fox exclusive access to 40,000 plus hours of security footage from that day. Yes, Fox, the very channel whose executives and hosts have recently been revealed in a deposition to have knowingly presented lies to their viewers about the 2020 election. Lies.
Jake Tapper. Okay, so real quick, I just want to say, they keep saying this. Fox News knowingly passed on lies about 2020. There's no way you could know it's a lie, okay? That would be your opinion. If you don't agree with claims that 2020 election was rigged or stolen or whatever, that's your opinion, okay? That's all it is. Like, you cannot say that that's a lie. It's like if I say the 2016 election wasn't stolen, Jake Tapper like, that's a lie because Russia interfered, blah, blah. Even like you could argue all of that. Like, oh no, Russia, like how did they interfere? They had Pokemon Go and Facebook and Twitter ads, but now we know those had little to no effect and there's not really any way to know either way. So for him to say it's a lie, that's a lie in itself because there's no way you could definitively say that in the first place.
That inspired the very same assault on the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Now, the Capitol Police Chief says the channel conveniently cherry-picked video showing...
Oh, conveniently cherry-picked video. You mean like the conveniently cherry-picked video you repeat over and over and over on CNN and on the rest of the media that conveniently... I won't even say that because the video that they show is mostly just people holding lots of people holding flags and stuff. Like, they show some footage of people scuffling with riot police, but like... Why am I supposed to be blown away by that? Because I saw years worth of that by people that you backed up, supported, and incited. In some cases with disinformation, like hands up, don't shoot. That wasn't true, but it was propagated on CNN. It led to dead police. So for this asshole to sit here and lecture me or anybody about this is just laughable.
showing calmer moments during the insurrection.
Which, and also, Tucker's just showing footage that they hid from us. Think about that. Like, he's just showing us video that they didn't want us to see. The video shows something that they don't like, and now they're basically saying that Tucker somehow made it up, or he created it in a CIA lab. I don't know. They never even are specific about what it is that Tucker said or did that was wrong. Watch.
Direction, showing, for instance, video of rioter Jacob Chansley, known as the QAnon shaman, walking through the Capitol, not receiving pushback from police in those moments. This was presented without the fuller context, as if this video of how Chansley actually got into the Capitol building did not exist. It was
right. He just walked in the building. What are you talking about? The door was open. He walked in.
Back from police in those moments. This was presented without the fuller context, as if this video of how Chansley actually got into the Capitol building did not exist.
What? He just walked into an open door.
It was not aired in court.
That's what I mean. Like, they show you things and then they talk as if like you're seeing something different than what you're seeing. I don't know. It's like when they show the video and the pictures of lots of people holding flags and doing nothing other than that. And I'm supposed to be shocked by that. I'm supposed to be shocked that it's hot in the summer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of their things. Like, they're always trying to make these like totally normal things seem like they're way outside the bounds of normalcy.
Documents, of course, prosecutors say that officers tried repeatedly to get the shaman to leave the Capitol, and he, of course, ultimately pleaded guilty to felony charges related to his activities on January 6th. Now,
he pled guilty. Look, so they keep saying that he pled guilty. Well, let me tell you something. When you're in prison and you have a prosecutor coming at you saying that we're gonna put you away forever, and then you have a lawyer that's like, you better plead. They'll come up with a deal, right? And they're like, you better plead to that, or else they're gonna get you with these much bigger charges. That's why he did that. I've told a story before. I did a video about it. I did a whole video about this. I'll tell it quickly. Essentially, I had turned 18. I had some dumb friends, and at this particular time, for whatever reason, we were into using BB guns, shooting targets. Never before, never after, but for some reason, this little window, when this happened, we were into that. And I was going over to these friends' house. I took my BB gun that I had in my back seat. I picked up a buddy who had been drinking, and let me let you know at this time, I hadn't touched beer or anything at that time. I didn't touch a drink till I was like 24. And so I was totally sober, never touched any of this stuff, totally straight edge guy. Pick up my friend. He's kind of drunk. He's like, hey, stop by Arby's. My girlfriend's working. We can get some food. Okay. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I drive through, order our food. We pull up. And when we pull up, I'm like getting in. He had given me money. I'm going to pay the girl in the window. And I turn around, like I give the girl in the window. She's like, do you want anything? Ketchup, Arby's sauce or whatever? I'm like, no. I turn around and he's got the gun pointed up. He had grabbed it. He's like, give me all your money. Like joking, right? Idiot, total idiot, right? And I'm like, you idiot. I like smacked him aside. I put the gun back. I'm like, you're an idiot. And then like he yelled something about, his girlfriend or something. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I apologize. They gave us our food, we left. That night I was doing something totally unrelated, got pulled over by like every cop in the city. I mean, it was like 100 cops. I had some girls with me at the time. And we were coming back from some party. And again, I was straight edge going to parties. I was a nerd. And so like they arrested me. I thought like this was some kind of big joke. Someone was playing a joke. Like these police are searching my car looking for something. I had already taken my BB gun home. Long story short, they charged me with multiple robbery counts. I spent the weekend in a real prison. They thought I had tried to rob this Arby's, which I don't know how they would think that, given the guy who was with me who actually did all that. His girlfriend worked there, so it was weird to me. I didn't know what was going on. This went on for a year, okay? they were going to put me away. They had charged me with like 3 felony counts of robbery, which made no sense. Like, I was just the guy driving the car. Like, this guy next to me, who was 17 at the time, by the way, he was the one who did all this, right? So I'm like, why are you coming after me? Like, as far as I knew, nothing was happening to that other guy. Nothing ever did happen to him. His family was rich and well-connected. They were pretty wealthy. Nothing ever happened to him, but they came after my ass. I was literally like a victim. Like, I didn't do anything. I was just driving this fucker around, right? And so I had a bad lawyer. They were coming at me with 3 felonies. They offered me obviously when the facts came out about what actually happened, they had to save face because they didn't want to drop it. They had to save some face because I was obviously not a criminal. But I had to plead guilty to disturbing the peace, or else they were going to put me away to jail for the rest of my life. Or 3 felony counts. When do you get out of prison for that? I don't know. So I pled guilty to disturbing the peace, and nothing happened to me, but that stayed on my record it might even still be there. I don't know. But it made it hard to get jobs, and when I got in the military, I had to get a waiver for it. So it stuck with me that much, all right, even after it had all ended. So going back to what started the story, the QAnon shaman, the fact that he pled guilty means nothing to me. Means absolutely nothing.
Now, Fox claimed these small snippets of video prove that Democrats and others on the January 6th committee have been...
See, hold on. Listen to what Jake Tapper just said here. Listen.
Of course, ultimately pleaded guilty to felony charges related to his activities on January 6th. Now, Fox claimed these small snippets of video prove that Democrats and others on the January 6th committee have been lying to the American people about what happened on that day.
Yes, and I love he says small snippets of video. All that he has used are small snippets of video. The only thing that he and the rest of the media have used to cast these people as criminals worthy of imprisonment, traitors, insurrectionists, are small snippets of video. Just... right? But I guess it's different when they do it, right?
That very little about the attack was violent, Fox claims. Here's how Republicans who were actually in the Capitol that day described what happened inside the Capitol during the insurrection. Again, these are Republicans.
Okay. Look at his face. It's almost like...
I've not seen anything like this since I deployed to Iraq in 2007 and 2008. I mean, this is America, and this is what's happening.
Madam Speaker, today the people's...
America, and this is what's happening.
This is what I was talking about earlier. What are we looking at here? We're looking at a bunch of people standing with flags. This is like being in Iraq. What? This is a bunch of people standing around with flags. What exactly am I supposed to be appalled by here?
Madam Speaker, today the People's House was attacked, which is an attack on the Republic itself. There is no excuse for it. A woman died.
Right. She was unarmed, surrounded by fully geared police, and she was shot needlessly by a Capitol police officer. What does this prove? I'm sorry? Like any other time an unarmed person's killed, it's national uproar and the police are attacked and ambushed and murdered. But now we're told it's no big deal and that I'm...
And people need to go to jail.
To those who wreaked havoc in our Capitol today, you did not win. Violence never wins.
So here are...
And I just want to remind you all, in the year 2000, Democrats lost the election and claimed it was stolen. They rioted at the inauguration, okay, at Bush's inauguration. Like, it was insane. And to the point they attacked George W. Bush's motorcade. They attacked it. He had to speed off. Had never happened before. I show you the clip, but Michael Moore will hit me for that. If you go to my Twitter page, you can find it. But yeah, that happened. And then 2004, there were riots again after he won again. And then nothing happened after Obama won. There was no claim to stolen election, no riots. And then Trump won again. Election was claimed as stolen, and there were riots at the inauguration. So that history all happened before all this. They never talk about it. They want you to not know about it. They want you to forget it because we're essentially living in George Orwell's nightmare.
Some of the things we know to be true about January 6th. Fact, Fox was given access to more than 40,000 hours of Capitol security footage by Speaker McCarthy.
Right, which people like Jake Tapper and the Democrat state media fought against. They did not want you to see it. They wanted to protect the people in power, not hold the people in power accountable.
CNN and other media organizations such as ABC News or Gannett, which owns USA Today, or CBS News or the Los Angeles
Times. Hey, thanks, James Roboto,
we have
for
also
that $2
requested
super chat.
access
Thanks,
to
buddy.
the same footage. As of now, we have not gotten that access. McCarthy's office say they're still working on it. Another fact, this move comes at the same time.
Why would they give it to you, Jake Tapper? You guys have lied constantly for... I've lost... Like, you guys lie about everything. You're purely partisan. Like, why would you get the footage? You fought to keep the footage hidden. Why would you get it?
That Fox is being sued by Dominion Voting Systems for repeatedly lying about its company and airing lies about the 2020 election results. Those lies resulted in the January 6th Capitol.
No. See, this is all lies. He's telling. Like, if you think that the Dominion voting machines had some role in a stolen election, you're allowed to say that. Them suing Fox is going to go nowhere. The only purpose it serves, this suing Fox, is what you're seeing right now. That's the only purpose it serves. They sue, and then people like Jake Tapper and the rest of the Democrat state media use that as a propaganda offensive against Fox News while this footage is coming out. That's literally the only reason. And, Democrats going back to 2000 and up to Trump's election claim that voting machines were rigged and had flaws that were causing elections to be stolen. There's like a 10-minute video of Democrats and people in Democrat state media making these claims. Were those lies? Could they be sued for telling those lies? This is, again, a standard that they will never be held to. They're just pretending, making this standard up as a weapon against their political and business opponents. That's all that's happening here.
All attacks. As part of that trial, Rupert Murdoch, the chair of Fox,
hit that like button,
admitted under oath that some Fox guests and some Fox hosts lied about the 2020 election on the air.
Jake Tapper doesn't think that you're allowed to have an opinion on the 2020 election. If you give that opinion, he's going to call you a liar.
And we know from the evidence presented by Dominion that hosts texted each other about various liars who...
All right. Well, I'm not going to... he's just going to say lie and liars as many times as he can. He comes from the Karen Jean-Pierre school of propaganda, where the tactic she used is that she says the word clear over and over and over. We're being clear. Don't you hear me saying that I'm being clear? Didn't I say that Joe Biden was being clear? That it's the same kind of thing. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and check out what Tucker Carlson has talked about tonight. I'm sure that people on Twitter are talking about it, but I risk copyright strikes and that kind of thing if I run them right now. I'd probably like to go through them and selectively edit them. It's a little hard to do by yourself on the fly, but Jon Stewart offers a masterclass at exposing GOP hypocrisy. Okay, well, I can give you a masterclass at exposing Jon Stewart hypocrisy. So MSNBC, have me on. I'll give you a masterclass in that, but you won't do it anyway. So everybody, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I think I've been going here for about an hour. I have been. I'm starting to lose my voice or something. But I thank you all for watching. Get on Twitter, get on Fox or whatever. Watch Tucker's stuff and get ready for the onslaught tomorrow. The unmitigated meltdown from our media that we are sure to see tomorrow. I fully expect them to start calling for the arrest of Tucker Carlson. Maybe even worse. You can't criticize them, but they can paint you to be the worst inhuman monster that has ever existed in reality. And it's no problem. So if anything happens to Tucker, it's someone else to blame, not them. But thanks for watching, folks. I'm definitely hyped up here. But I will... Excuse me. I will have a new video tomorrow, so make sure to check out around 5 o'clock or maybe a little earlier for shorts. But I need to take a break. I'm about to bust the gasket here. So thanks.